On another primary night and another win for a socialist candidate, this time in deep red Florida. DSA member Angie Nixon beating former Trump impeachment witness Alex Vindman. So let's get to know the new socialist in town, shall we? Nixon's policy positions include Medicare for all. Let's reframe that. That means getting rid of your private health insurance, free child care, free paid family and sick leave, a national rent freeze, so screw the landlords in this country, and a moratorium on evictions. Double screw them, if you will. A universal jobs program, tax the rich. How much? Unspecified. And of course, abolish ICE.
Now, she hasn't yet received the DSA's endorsement, but she's not letting that slow her down.
I also just recently joined DSA because there were some things, the majority of things that I'm supportive of. But just like I'm a Democrat, there are some things that I do not fully support within the Democratic Party.
Let's bring in Carter Intelligence Group founder and CEO Lee Carter. Great to see you, Lee, as always. Okay, so take on Florida for me here. And of course, Angie Nixon is what we're paying attention to. Her policy positions are probably going to put her in a very distant second place. But what does it mean more broadly for Democrats that she won this primary?
Well, I think there's a lot that Democrats need to be learning right now. Number one, just experience, just looking good on paper and just fighting against Donald Trump doesn't work. Vindman did all of those things. He spent $16 million. He's a decorated veteran. He is a long time, he's a fixture of society. He refused to even debate her because he didn't take her seriously. But the Floridians out there said, you know what, we're going to choose an economic message over another negative ad against Donald Trump. And we're seeing this happen over and over again. People don't vote for somebody they're running against. They vote for somebody who's running for them. She ran for them on the economic issues that are most important. People are really angry about the economy, and she capitalized on that, as many other Democrat socialists are. And as much as we want to be dismissive of their policies, they're resonating in state after state after state. And while I don't think that she's going to win when it comes to the final race in November, I think this is something that Democrats really need to take seriously and have a reckoning with, because this seems to be the direction the party is going. This seems to be the direction that the Democrats are voting for, state after state.
Will it help, Lee, if the Republican who is running against her, or just Republicans in general, they need to reframe what Medicare for all is? It is abolishing private health insurance. And when someone is for, de-incarceration, it's for emptying prisons. How many people are okay with getting rid of a penitentiary or two?
Yeah, I think it's one thing for them to reframe all of these so people understand what we're really talking about. But it's really important also that the Republicans reframe their whole narrative, because they're losing right now on the economy. They're losing on security. They're losing on a lot of issues that they should be owning. So they need to reframe what their story is so that the American people buy that they're the ones that are going to fix the economy. They're the ones that are going to fix healthcare. They're the ones that are going to keep us safe. Democrats right now are running away with it, state by state, message by message, and they're being very disciplined about it. So it's not just about undermining their message and their policies. It's really about Republicans saying what we have is better.
Lee, I want to get you on this as well. You're a public polling expert. So take a look at this one. A supposed polling firm, Median Strategies they're called, shuttering all polling operations, at least maybe all operations Monday, after admitting surveys that they released on the Los Angeles mayoral race and Wisconsin Democrat gubernatorial primary were completely bogus, completely. In a statement, they claim the fake polls were created as a, quote, short-term social experiment examining how purported polling information could enter and spread through the political information ecosystem without independent verification. Okay, so you had this poll. Apparently, it was an experiment. I guess that justifies doing anything, certainly lying. You had politicians like Karen Bass at one point kind of posting it out there, amplifying it and saying, take a look at this. I mean, this is a huge ethical breach to me, minimally, Lee, but is it more than that?
I'm really, really concerned about what this means. People already don't trust polls. People already don't trust the media. And here we have this kind of an issue where they're basically saying and admitting we did a social experiment to see what would happen. And I just think that this is a really dangerous, slippery slope. Media has to have standards when they publish polls. Fox, they're very, very strict about what comes through and what they'll put on the screen because you have to know what the methodology is. You have to know what the background is. This kind of stuff getting out there is dangerous. It's already hard enough to predict what's going to happen with the electorate constantly shifting. It's really hard to figure out who's going to show up to vote. And if we have to even call into question the polls that we're hearing, it's really, really, really difficult. And I can't imagine that anybody would have said it's okay to run this as a social experiment and stand behind that message. I mean, it's horrifying to me.
That does not pass the smell test
No.
at all, that explanation. Lee Carter,
At
great
all.
to see you.
Thanks, Lee.
Thanks.
Coming up.